I thought it would be fun to start doing a progression kind of video of me making dinner. So every time I have a good tip to share, we are going to turn on the camera and share that with you. But I'm going to be making dinner tonight using some ingredients I have, not following a specific recipe, and walking you through the tips. So we're going to talk about ingredients that I have on hand, things that I might wish that I could add with it, or if somebody is here at the house that can't have something that I would normally put in there, I'll talk about that also. I think these videos are really great to help teach you skills of how to mix up recipes and use what you have on hand. Because I grew up in the 80s, we had a Hamburger Helper all of the time. Instead of having it out of a box with all of the extra added ingredients, we are going to make it tonight with real ingredients and adding secret vegetables to it to make it as healthy as we can. If you're new here, my name is Amy Cross, and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. Our grocery budget for our household is $270 per month. It's just my husband and I here that I base that grocery budget on, but for many nights a week and throughout the month, I'm feeding extra people that are here visiting or my family that lives nearby. So we still base our grocery budget on the $270 per month, and we're able to feed a multitude of people. And I'm able to do that because I know skills like this to bulk up recipes. So we're going to start this by chopping up the zucchini and squash and this onion. I did peel the zucchini and the squash to make it seem like it's not in the dish as much. And if Mike didn't know that I was putting the vegetables in the dish, I would probably cut the zucchini to be the same size as the onions. I'm just gonna be a little bit lazy tonight and not cut it that small. So if you're trying to hide the veggies in there, definitely peel them and then make them the same size as the onion. I have a 2-pound block of hamburger here, or a tube of hamburger that was frozen solid just over an hour ago, and I put it in the sink with some cool water, and it does defrost really quickly when you do it with cool water in the sink. But I am only going to end up using half of this, so I'm going to end up cooking this all together for the meat and the veg here, and then half of it I'll end up putting in the freezer for another night. This is a great time saver for later to be able to pull out that cooked hamburger that is ready to go and know that you've already snuck some veggies in it, but it's also a great way to stretch out your meat budget if that's what you're trying to do too. So this way I'm almost doubling the portion size of what we're able to eat, because now it's going to seem like a much bigger portion because we have 2 zucchinis and half an onion in it. And tonight I'm going to be using my Always pan. This is one of my very favorite pans because I can make a full meal like this in it. And this can go in the oven too. So I can make a family dinner in one pot, and it's super easy to clean. I just put a little bit of oil in the pan, and then I have the zucchini and onion getting a little bit of a head start in the pan before I'm going to add the hamburger to it, and then it'll all cook down together. So I browned the hamburger. I have the zucchini and onions. It's all a mixture in the pan behind me, and I'm going to take about half of it out and put it in this glass container. After this has cooled, then I will put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I'll put it in the freezer. So this is like steaming still. I don't want to put the lid on it until it cools off a little bit, but I have a trick that I do to make sure that I don't forget about this on the counter. And as I'm cleaning up dinner, I always keep the lights on in the kitchen until all of the food is put away. So that is my little tip or trick to make sure that I don't accidentally forget something out on the counter that needs to go in the refrigerator. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and garlic to this, and measure with your heart. And then about a tablespoon of ground mustard. If you have just mustard in your refrigerator, you can add that too. And then some of this, which I have a really hard time saying, so I'm not even going to try. All right, we're going to be adding bow tie pasta to this, which will take a little bit longer to cook than if you were using like noodles on this, like smaller noodles. But the bow tie pasta, I want to use this up. This is what I have left in the cabinet, so that's what we're using tonight. And then for liquid, if you use 1 cup of noodles, you want to add 2 cups of liquid. We are going to be using some chicken broth tonight. So this is my chicken broth in my super cubes. It was just frozen like that, and they just pop out, so I can just put this directly into the hot pan and it will melt really quickly. Now you could just add water, but by using the broth, we're adding more nutrients into the meal. So if you're wanting to learn how to make your own broth, we have videos and blog posts to show you. And I'm also going to be adding tomato sauce. This is marinara sauce that I made to this dish. So I'm going to add 2 cups of the broth and then 2 cups of spaghetti sauce to this. This spaghetti sauce is not only tomatoes, but it also has zucchini and different peppers and stuff in it too. So again, I'm just trying to layer in those nutrients into the meal. We're letting that broth warm up here in the pan so it makes it into a liquid. But this is normally where I also sneak in some cottage cheese into the dish, and then I put it in my magic bullet and I blend it up so it ends up being a little bit lighter of an orange color. But we're not doing that tonight. We're just going to add the straight spaghetti sauce. But if you were trying to bump up the protein a little bit more, you can always add blended up cottage cheese to it. Okay, I'm gonna let this come up to a boil. It's on high right now, and I'm going to lower it to a simmer and put the lid on and then cook it for about 10 minutes until those noodles are done. I am going to shred up some cheddar cheese to put on top of this. It'll probably end up being a cup or 2, just measure with your heart. And then that will melt into the top of it. If you put the lid back on it, it will help it melt into the dish, but it will end up being all creamy and cozy. Okay, I let that cook on low with the lid on, and those noodles are perfect. Now I took the lid off and I'm going to let it cook for a few more minutes. I turned it up a little bit higher to get some of the water off of it, or the broth off of it, to evaporate some of the liquid off of it. And then I'm going to add the cheese. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. And if there's any extras, I'm going to put them in either the super cubes or glass dishes, and we'll have them for lunch. If you want more videos like this of me actually making the meal, please let me know and we will film more. But every 2 weeks, I post a meals series that shows all of the meals that I've been making in the last couple weeks. Make sure to hit subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and know that I answer every single question and comment that comes through on YouTube. And when you're engaging in the comments, it also helps teach YouTube that you like my channel, and it shows you more of my videos. We put out 3 videos every single week to teach you how to save money on groceries.